Hello guys, I'm Blessed Data here with another review. This time we have Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Episode 2. This title for this episode is 084. So, again, the first episode didn't really have me amazed. I really wasn't into it at all. But I came back and gave it another chance. You know, I'm not going to just blow it out of the water right away. And I have to say, I kind of like this one a little bit better than the first one. It was more interesting to me. I don't really know why. It just kind of captured my imagination a little more than the first. And I know a lot of people say the first one was better, but whatever. It was okay. Again, nothing really too special. Again, it didn't really make me want to watch the next episode. I mean, if you took everything away from this that was Marvel and it was just a show about like agents, I wouldn't watch it at all. And that's saying something, because that's basically what the show is. So, before I get right into the details of this episode, I just want to let you guys know it will contain spoilers, so if you do not want to know what happened, watch the episode and come back. So let's get right into it. So we get a little flashback right at the start of the episode, which is kind of interesting. I feel like every show that's on TV right now has flashbacks or flash forwards. It's really weird. So, sorry if I said flashback, it's a flash forward. So we see the S.H.I.E.L.D. bus, that's what it's called, the giant plane, and it's flying through the air and there's a big hole through it, and Coulson's hanging onto like a rope, like swinging out of it almost, and he's like gonna die or something. That's our little preview for this episode. So whatever. Now we go to the present, and Skye arrives as a consultant for the S.H.I.E.L.D. and she's not a full agent. That's like basically one of the biggest information we get this episode, is she's not a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. So yeah. So Coulson tells Skye that he was basically stabbed by an Asgardian, and he was like, you know, pretty much dead. But of all, he doesn't say dead. And again, they keep on name dropping to Healy, like, something happened there, blah, blah, blah. I'm a robot. Just say you're a robot, okay? Just say it, okay, Vision? Coulson? Vision? Coulson? Hey, you get it, don't you? But, yeah, so they keep on name dropping to Healy, and they did talk about how he actually did get stabbed. So Coulson's aware that he got stabbed, obviously, but again, they're not saying anything about if he's a robot or not, which I'm sure he is. So now they're like, okay, what's this, what's this code 084? What's the emergency here? It's like, well, the last time this happened, it was a hammer. Thor. So again, they're name dropping Thor, but again, it's just like, okay, why don't you just say Thor? Like, don't say hammer. Like, they always say that. Like, even in this episode, they say like gamma and this and that. The only time they've ever said one of the actual names for someone is they said Captain America. Which I was like, huh? You can say a name? I don't know what it is. I don't know if they own the rights or something. If the Marvel Avengers movies is different ownership rights. I don't know. But that's just what I'm thinking right here. So anyway, they arrive in this remote village and they find this ancient temple. And Skye's job is to keep the public busy. That's what basically Coulson tells her. Basically, like, lie to the public. That's what she's doing, which is basically what she was doing all this, like, rising tide internet stuff about. Like, she doesn't want this and now she has to do it. So that's kind of, you know, ironic. So it's this 500-year-old temple, and there's an interesting item in it. So they go see the item, and it's some kind of like mechanical item. It's metal, and it's like blue lights in it or something, whatever. And they're saying it's older than the temple. Now all of a sudden, the national police come here, and they're all like they're speaking like Spanish, I think. And they come in with all these guns and everything, and Agent Ward like flips them around and like you know shoots guns and everything. Of course, it's like an agent, cop show, like typical cop show. And so Coulson knows this woman that's in charge of this army, and please, I'm gonna butcher this name, so please, don't yell at me in the comments, because I'm saying I'm gonna get this name wrong, but her name's Camille. I think that's what her name is. So anyway, so they know each other, and they have like a long history. She was a former agent, so naturally she calls off for the attack and everything, and they then they're talking about, oh yeah this item, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden rebels attack out of nowhere. So just explosions going off everywhere, just guns everywhere. That's basically what TV shows has come down to now. Like these typical cop TV shows, just like bam bam bam, roll, duck, jump. Like that's basically what it is. And so Ward pulls the item off the wall, like he just grabs it and runs basically, and all the nerdy science guys are like, don't, no, but he doesn't care. He punches a nerd every day. So they run back to the bus, their giant plane thing, and Ward goes on, all the nerdy scientist guys go on, Skye, everyone, and a bunch of the national police guys, these are big muscle men, like typical, and Camille, the former agent that Coulson knew. So they're all on the bus now, like fleeing the site. So they start analyzing this item now, and they find out it's powered by Tesseract technology, and the Tesseract is basically the cosmic cube for you comic book readers, and it's the thing in the Avengers, that cube, Yeah, that's what it is. So anyway, they're saying, yeah, it's gamma radiation and blah, blah, blah. They're, like, tying everything to, like, the Hulk, Avengers, like, you know. And that's fine, but it's just kind of, like, I feel like it's, like, not wholehearted, because it's just, like, yeah, Green's the guy. Like, they don't say their actual names, which makes me angry. And another thing is, they're just saying the names. Like, I want someone to make an appearance or something. Even if it's, like, so brief, it's, like, really, really brief. And it does happen in this episode. So that's good, because I wanted something like that, at least to, like, tie it a little bit more to Marvel. So then, all of a sudden, they're using this, like, basically a straight rip-off of what Tony Stark uses in the Iron Man movies, like the hologram thing where he, like, moves his hands and it's like he's actually touching it. So they're doing that, and they're analyzing the Tesseract item. It turns out it's a weapon. So then, Camille and Coulson are talking in the room and everything, and all of a sudden, Coulson just realizes she's like this enemy lady, and she reveals that she's trying to use this weapon, this Tesseract weapon, to like free her country and like win back the war or whatever. So she's saying all this stuff. So then all the army, like military guys, turn on all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, and there's this big fight. And of course, Ward is on the head of it, like being the cop guy, standard cop guy he is. He's like rolling around doing all this stuff. So he's fighting some of them, and then all of a sudden, one of the army guys has a knife to one of the scientists' throat, like one of the guys on the team. So it's like, oh, now what are they gonna do? So Camille tied up Coulson at this point too, so he's now like his hands are tied against like a pole. So it looks like they're like, what are they gonna do? So they also tie up all the S.H.I.E.L.D. team in the cargo hold, so they can just press a button and it opens and they just fall out of the plane. So that's even worse. So it turns out that one of them escapes by dislocating her wrists, a woman from the Avengers, and she drives a car through the like just the glass door that they can't open, which was kind of cool. That was cool. Cool. I didn't see that coming at all. So I guess really direct approach, but whatever. So now they want to get the weapon and use it against them. So after they break through the door and everything, the nerdy guy sends his little flying robots in through the vents, and it's flying through and it's going everywhere, and it goes right to the Tesseract, and the Tesseract item, and it like activates it and blows just a hole through the bus. It's weird saying bus, because I'm thinking of a bus, like a school bus. You know, a school bus isn't flying in the air. I'll tell you that one for sure. There's no like lunches and little kids with backpacks on there. It's a nice like military vehicle, and I don't think it should be called the bus, but whatever. So Coulson is like hanging on. This is with the preview from the beginning. He's like almost flying out, but he's fine. Now this is kind of weird. Ward starts fighting off the guards in this area where the hole blew up, but he's not like being sucked away. And Coulson's like dangling, like, oh, like typical like movie, right? Like the wind's blowing him away, but Coulson's just like standing there like normal, which I find really weird. So I don't know what that is. So the other members grab the Tesseract thing and they run out. Then Coulson grabs Camille's arm and saves her because she's about to like fly out of the plane. So it's like, you know, you're evil, but I still saved you kind of deal. And so yeah. Then the plane's stabilized and they throw an inflatable raft and it just plugs the hole, which I do not think would happen at all. I don't think that's possible, but whatever. It's just a show. It's Marvel comic book. It's just a comic book nerd, but whatever. So after that, everything's fine and dandy. Camille's locked up and being detained. We find out that Ward is Sky's supervising officer now, but then a nice little thing comes up, and basically Sky's like on her phone, and she gets a message from the Rising Tide thing, and she's really conflicted of what she's doing. She's turning on S.H.I.E.L.D. to go with the Rising Tide. She's staying with S.H.I.E.L.D. She's really conflicted, and she answers the message and says yes. So it looks like she is like basically a double agent, which is kind of cool. At least some variety to the show. And at the end, we see this little clip with Nick Fury. He shows up, which is awesome. Nick Fury was in it from the Avengers, which, again, that's what I wanted from the beginning, so that's cool. And he's like, oh, you wrecked the plane, and like, oh, how's Lola, and all, just like making jokes, basically, back and forth. And yeah, that's about it for the episode. It was okay. Again, I didn't really like love it, but it was okay. I'll still watch the next episode and review it, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you thought, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. So thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.